So I can dance. I just wanna praise you. I just wanna praise you. Shackles on my feet, yeah, they won't let me be. Won't you set me free? Pray this on me. Shackles on my feet, oh, they won't let me be. Won't you set me free? Pray this on me. Pray this all on me. Let me go. Let me go. I've been going through so much. I swear these people let my throat. That's on me. That's on mamas. On my mama, I can't take no more. So miss me. Welcome to Life Talk 21, the show that is designed to motivate you, to inspire you, and to give you strategies to help you live in the 21st century. And not just live, but we want you to be successful. And my name is Eric Wortham, author, behavior specialist, educator, and spokesperson. And today I just want to come and talk to you a little bit about, I just called it Random Thoughts, which the title on Facebook will be a little bit different because instead of thoughts, I'm going to use a word that I normally don't say because I don't use profanity. So you can just about think about what it is. But it's Random Thoughts, my take, basically. And I don't use profanity because of, my religion or Christianity or anything like that, because, I don't think the two have anything to do with each other. I just don't do it because back in the day when I decided to change my life and get myself clear, stop doing drugs and, alcohol and stuff like that. And my brain was able to heal. I was sitting down talking to somebody and every word was a curse word. Every word was just an explicit, and so it just didn't sound right to me. And so I decided at that point that I was going to try to make my points without using curse words or, using explicit language. Okay. And I've been focused on doing that forever. And then it became a point after I'd done it so long that it just, it became a habit. Okay. And so that's why I did it. And so, but that's what I want to talk about. Just some things that I've been randomly thinking about that I want to deal with just for a little while on today. And that song, by the way, was Lecrae, Shackles Off My Feet, his new album. And I love it, because he's talking about the shackles that are on some of our feet, those bondages that we have. And so the first thing that I want to say when I'm talking about random thought, Black Lives Matter. Okay, what's my take? I've been having debates with some of my brothers and sisters about that movement, and I am for that movement. I agree with that movement, but I'm also for Blue Lives Matter. I'm also for All Lives Matter. Okay, and let me say this before I even go any further. Anybody that inflict violence, anybody that goes to destroy things, that is wrong. I don't care if you're white, black, Asian, it doesn't matter. It is wrong. So anybody that's protesting and their purpose is to steal and to wreak havoc and violence, I just don't agree with that. But back to Black Lives Matter. I believe in that organization, but again, I believe that Blue Lives Matter. I believe that All Lives Matter. Now, I understand why, we have to have a movement like that, because even if you look at just the last few situations, the one where the young man was shot 7 times, okay? Now, let's think about it. He did not comply with the officers. He didn't. He wrestled with them. They told him to stop. He didn't stop. And he was reaching for something. So
for me, and I know a lot of people probably gonna say, Eric just crazy. I ain't gonna mess with him. That's your decision. But shooting him one time, I really wouldn't have a problem with that because, again, he was not complying, and he reached down in his car. Now, I would have done something better because I do train officers. I train them in conflict resolution. That's part of what I do for the National Alliance on Mental Illness. We train police officers in the whole state of Georgia how to de-escalate situations. Some people might be having a mental health issue, and we teach them how to approach them in a non-violent way so that they can calm things down. So there's a lot of other things that I would have done before, I went to that point, but I can see the one time. And even the young man, the first thing he said when he came to, his father said, is that his question was, why did they shoot me so many times? Okay, so he kind of probably understood maybe the one time, that's what that meant to me, because he probably was in that state of mind where sometime we lose it. We lose it. And so we're not hearing anything. Okay, so I get it. But to shoot him 7 times, that means that they did not value that person. And so that's my thing, is some people are still, especially our white brothers and sisters, some people are still in that frame of mind where blacks are 3/5 of a person. Like I said a couple of weeks ago, the 3/5 compromise, they say we'll count blacks, but we'll only count each individual as 3/5 of a person. And so mentally, that psyche still exists, and that's why it's possible for somebody to shoot an individual, unload his gun basically 7 times, And again, so I am for Black Lives Matters. They have a good purpose, but again, I have friends that are police officers, and let me say this: it's just like anything else. All police officers are not bad. There are a lot of good police officers. I know them. I train a lot of them. They come voluntarily, and they have to take this training. It's 24 hours or 32 hours, whichever one the department decide. And it's 8 hours a day, okay, for 4 days or 3 days. So they don't just volunteer to do that just to be doing it. They want to do better. And so, but this is what it is. You always have a couple of bad apples that make everybody else look bad, makes the whole group look bad. We have bad teachers. I'm an educator. We have teachers that don't care about kids at all, especially black kids. They don't. But that does not represent the totality of teachers. Most of us do it because we love young people and we love making a big impression in their lives, okay? And so, that's how we have to look at that. I want to make sure that we understand that we can't forget to take all things, in perspective. So I agree. Black lives definitely matter. I support the group, but again, I do not support anybody that is intent on committing violence. Okay. Now, the other thing I say about that is that it needs to matter to us as well in the black community. We have to make a conscious effort to try to do better because our young people, some of them are terrorizing our communities, robbing, carjacking, home invasions. Those are young teenage black guys to the most part. It's a lot of them that are doing that. There are some white and other nationalities that you see, but we see a lot of our black young people, and a lot of it is because too many of them are smoking too much marijuana. Okay, marijuana people don't say that Eric is. I'm sitting up here telling you what you can and can't do. I'm not saying that, because me personally, I think anything, if you do it in moderation, will not really hurt you, okay? If you can control it, if it's in moderation. So don't say that. But a lot of these young people are smoking all day, every day. And I know for sure I am a risk reduction specialist, certified. And I know I teach DUI school. So I know all the research and data that we have, and we have a lot. It shows that it affects the part of our brain where we make decisions, and our young people are not able to make rational decisions. That's why I said, when I stopped using profanity, it was after I cleared my brain and my brain was able to heal. And then it didn't sound right to me after that. And so that's what's happening to our young people too. So we got to find a way to help our young people to clear their minds, get right, so that we can start caring about our own communities ourselves. And that leads me to voting. Voting. I see it's a lot of young people out there that's, they're in these protests. But the reason Donald Trump is in the presidency is because a lot of them that were able to vote did not vote. And you can look at this online. You can Google in Florida and Wisconsin, all these places, how many votes Trump won by and how many blacks did not vote. And a lot of those were young people that didn't vote. So I see your passion, but I need to see it on November the 3rd or 6th, whichever that date is. But I need to see it then, because that's how we make a difference. He won, because we didn't vote. Now, they were motivated to get out because Obama had, he had changed made these laws. He made it to where we have to respect the LGBTQ community, made same-sex marriages legal, marijuana and stuff like that. All of those laws started to be enforced under his reign. And so they saw this as them losing their country. So they voted. Okay. And even with all that, the only reason he won is because the lack of the black vote. Okay. So with that, Black Lives Matter, and they do. We have to get out and vote. I better not see less than 80% of blacks voting this time. It shouldn't be less than that, period. It should be 100%, but I give it 80 because I'm realistic. But 80% of blacks, get up, whatever you do, go and vote. And I prefer you go, put on that mask and go, stand in the line, go and vote. And the last random thought I want to talk about today is we got to start teaching conflict resolution skills to our youth. We do. I'm an educator, and I'm telling you, our kids are so aggressive at times. And let me tell you why. And I know a lot of people, again, going to say, he don't know what he's talking about, but I'm telling you, I've studied. I'm a behavior specialist. And I know I came up doing the same things. I would whoop my kids with the belt or whatever. And, but this is what I learned. I didn't like it. I didn't. It tore me apart every time I did that. But then I came to find out that violence beget violence. Okay. My daughter called us one day and she said, I'm tired of whipping this boy and it's not changing him. And I told my wife, I say, that's probably the problem, is because you keep doing that. When have you tried to talk? Have you tried to talk? Maybe that's what it is. You might need to try to talk, because violence beget violence. Matter of fact, it's desensitizing them to the pain. It's just like the movement, civil rights movement. They sick dogs on us. Everything they did, man, they hit us with clubs. Everything they did, it made us more resistant. We didn't stop. We kept coming. We came more after that. And so that's why they're not going to do it if we keep thinking that violence can help our kids. They'll listen to you maybe, when you do that, but they're not going to listen to the teachers because the teachers can't do that. Everybody else can't do that. So we have to start teaching conflict resolution skills and stop doing things just because that's what will pass down. We saw people before us do the same things. We got to start looking at data research and start trying to be better, because the recipe for disaster is to keep doing the same thing, expecting different results. We got to do something different. My job, behavior specialist, that's what I did for 12 years. I taught students that were considered emotional behavior disorder. That's what they had. And they were aggressive because a lot of them had been traumatized. And so they don't know how to deal with their anger. They throw chairs, they do stuff like that. I worked with this group and I was able to change a lot of them. 80% of my students graduated from high school, where nationally only 20% of those students graduate. Okay, they were able to get out of my class because my class was self-contained. When they came to me, they had no other classes. I had a system where they could earn their way to the mainstream classes, but it was one class at a time because they had to prove to me that they were getting those skills that they need so that they can resolve their conflict without being violent. Okay, it works. And I don't want to hear another person say, oh, I tried that and it didn't work. Because number one, most people have not tried it. And if you did try it, you tried it 1 or 2 times. You have to be consistent with it. It's something that will work because it changes other people. And it's something that Jesus taught. If you're a Christian, he did. When he was talking about the Beatitudes, when he was talking about if someone hit you on one cheek, turn to the other, he was really simply saying we have to do things differently than other people because we have to show them the better way to do it. Okay? And so that's my speech today. That's all I want to talk about. Just random thoughts. And these are my takes. Remember, I am the person that is here trying to help you. My job is to try to help the below average and average thinking individual learn that they have above average potential to be great. And so that's what I am committed to do. Okay, so remember, I'm Eric Wortham. Be all you can be by doing all you can do.
That drama, get your commas, get your rap straight, get your facts straight. Hold me down, I rise up on her like the tax rate. Keep my past straight, never lack faith. God been working, they gon' have to hold me back, man. And tell them, you can pick a side if you wanna. You already know who I roll with. You don't want no problems with me.
I'm in my man cave for once this time. Don't get a chance to come in here much, so I wanted to come in here today.
Pray this on me. Pray this on. I got them shackles off my feet, yeah.